Hello everyone, LegendofZubin here, and welcome back to the long-awaited episode of In-Depth Review. It's been many years, but we only review true literature on this channel. And what's his literature? Of course, the hit movie, the top movie of 2022, Sonic 2. Coming to theaters to you, already there. With me today, I have my lovely girlfriend Marissa.
Hi.
And of course, how can I do a movie review without the man who makes movies? Introducing Steven Spielberg!
Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe we got him.
I know, right? Where is he? Brian, you did get him, right?
Yeah.
Brian, you got Steven?
Yeah,
Brian, you brought Steven, right?
Steven had to use the bathroom.
Oh.
He's indisposed.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, it's Brian here back again. I'm recording from inside of an Olive Garden. Very appropriate for Sonic.
Of course.
Because when I think Sonic the Hedgehog, I think, of course,
Of Olive Garden.
of Olive Garden. Yeah.
And Zillow. I do think of Zillow.
And Zillow, of course. I gotta give it to this movie, okay? I mean, it had an Olive Garden reference, but it didn't mention Zillow. So
I know.
That's a step up from the first one.
The advertisements, they dropped down. They dropped the advertisements in it.
Were there a lot of, like, I know we're kind of jumping into it, I guess. Yeah. Was there that much product placement in this movie? I can't remember.
Not that I could think of. Not that seemed jarring, like in the first one. So,
that's interesting.
Plus side for this. So,
yeah, plus for this movie.
Yeah, plus less advertisement. So, real quick, this is gonna start off spoiler free, but then I'll put a time card on, like I'll put a timestamp on the screen to when to jump to, for like our final thoughts on it, and when we do talk about spoilers. So
wait a minute, is that a big spoiler that we?
No, sorry guys, product placement's gone down. Sorry guys,
okay,
product placement's down.
Yeah, we should have put up the spoiler earlier. Sorry.
Sorry guys, the product placement, there's not enough. So spoiler free part, I loved it honestly more than the first one. I think it was great. It treated Tails and Knuckles better than the games do.
Well, that's not hard.
Can I just say though, like, it literally was.
The games are usually made of Tails and Knuckles?
Well, they've been
Flanderized,
or was it Flanderization?
Yeah, Flanderized. Oh, fuck, now you got me wondering.
Flanderization.
Yeah.
Well, they've kind of been, that's happened to them, where like Tails was reduced to a scaredy cat, Knuckles was reduced to an idiot.
Hey. Knuckles is a leader, I'll have you know.
In the comics.
Of a resistance, whatever that means.
Oh, forces. Frontiers can't come soon enough.
Oh, that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, that's a whole. That's not the movie.
So basically, you're saying it didn't make them one-dimensional characters. Give them like one trait to base their personality off of.
It returned them to how fans originally liked them. It's like Tails was a smart inventor, a little scared, but if the job calls for it, he will help.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
they're
yeah.
Don't be mean to Tails.
Oh, you haven't seen Forces.
I like Tails.
She hasn't seen the recent depiction of Tails in games.
Marissa, just don't play any Sonic games. I'm sorry. Look,
I played Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, that's
okay. Here's my thing. Whenever anybody asks me like, "Hey, how do I get into the Sonic series?" I just tell them you got to be like a kid. Then you're stuck in this cult forever. That's how you do it.
You picked up Adventure 2 on the GameCube because you thought it looked cool, and then nope, you're in.
My dad had Sonic Heroes, and I played it on the PlayStation. So
yeah,
that's how I know what a Sonic is.
And not just an excellent. No, I didn't like the fast food place.
No.
I don't think I've ever been to a Sonic restaurant.
No, where's that?
I don't think there are any around here.
No.
I didn't know it existed until I lived in Florida, so.
Were there a bunch in Florida?
There was one by where I lived in my apartment.
Okay.
But anyway, back to Sonic, not the.
Yeah, we're pulling a Sonic movie 1 by constantly bringing up a brand.
We're not even paid by them. What the hell?
If I'm gonna, just so we can like all throw in our like thoughts on the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was alright. I mean, kind of the same level as the first one. It's a completely serviceable like kids movie. I think what made me like this a little bit more were just all the references to past games, because I mean, usually for like films like like this when they do like an adaptation or something, if they have like a crap load of references over like a movie that I think is just kind of like not that good, then I'm gonna not like the references as much. But in a movie like this where it's like completely serviceable for kids and like general audiences, I appreciated them, you know, because they're for people like us, Matt, where we're like, we've been playing these games for like a long time, and obviously we're at, or we should be at an age where like movies like this are, you know,
we take our
beyond
kids
our beyond our pay grade. So
but
you know, I appreciated all those little nuances, but
oh yeah, like,
you know,
can I picture one of my favorite nuances actually was when there's Serbia and there's like the whole like dance battle.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, well, that was one of my least favorite scenes in the movie.
Here's the thing though, it was granted, yeah, I thought it was like, it came out, it was kind of weird out of nowhere. But the one part I did really like was when Tails threw Sonic up and Sonic did the Adventure 1 pose in the air.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot.
I was like, that's the kind of tongue-in-cheek reference I kind of like in this movie, because it's like you said, it's a kids movie, and like maybe because since the recent like Halo TV show, the writers literally made it like, yeah, we did nothing, but we didn't look at the source material or the games.
Right.
Like it's kind of a slap in the face to fans, because like that's who's gonna go see this stuff, are fans, and this is the common viewer. But
are we saving references and stuff for spoilers, or can we talk about them now? Or we're just gonna do spoilers.
I'd say it depends on where, honestly. Like, if it was in the trailer, I remember a few stuff in the trailer.
That's fair. Yeah, I do have a specific spoiler that I want to talk about, like a little bit of a reference.
All right,
and it ties into the end of the movie, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That might not be a spoiler. But
no, absolutely not. The resolution of the plot.
End of the movie.
Definitely not a spoiler.
Yeah, no, not at all. But
And that Big the Cat sex scene though. Jesus.
Oh, that was
great.
A little bit much for like a rated, like, you know, rated PG, but you know what? I appreciate the ball Sega had to put it in. And you know what? I think it made the movie from a 9 to a 12 at least.
Froggy, let's do anal.
Hope you found my fishing rod.
Oh.
Sonic.
Quick, fish the castle out my ass.
Thank you for joining our discussion of a kids movie.
They're catering to their furry audience.
Have to put rated M warning in the thumbnail. Crap.
No.
Sonic movie review rated M. What?
For mature
but
audiences only.
But yeah, as I was saying, this movie's fine. Kind of a complaint that I want to bring up, and this was something that I've noticed while watching the first one. Mm-hmm. I feel like a thing with these movies may drag them down are like the human characters, and not that I think that Sonic in like the real world is like a blasphemous thing, because, you know, obviously we've had that in like several games already.
And my problem, Sonic X.
Yeah, my problem with it is that with all the human side characters that they introduce, I feel like they kind of overcompensate in making them like, you know, appealing to watch, because I mean the idea of just human characters in Sonic, like us following human characters, is like boring. It's like, oh, we want to see like the animal characters do like crazy and wacky stuff. Yeah, and I feel like they overcompensate for that by making the humans do like a lot of wacky stuff. Like you have the one character in Green Hills who is like Tom's like,
the Sheriff Wade.
Yeah, his name is Wade. I can't stand Wade. I have no ill will towards the actor. I mean, paycheck's a paycheck, but I felt like they tried a little too hard to make that character like funny, and in this movie they go a little overboard with
it. They made him more depressing than funny.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Look, granted, Sonic Tails' reaction to him was just like, we need to let's leave him.
Right.
Sonic says, if your friend looks depressed, leave him alone.
Oh no.
The video on YouTube, Sonic Says.
Sonic Says. Is it bad as kind of hoping for a Sonic Says reference?
Hey kids, if you see people letting out a call for help, ignore them.
You're crying for help. That's no good. First you say no, then you...
I saw on the internet.
When you see someone crying for help, first you say no, then you get out of there.
That's no good.
Oh god. But yeah, that was my major thing.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree here that the weakest part of this film was like the
The
one side plot with the humans. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say
that was when the movie slowed down for me.
Yeah. That being said, like, although not all the humans characters were bad, like Wade was definitely the worst one in my opinion. But like, all the stuff with Agent Stone was still great. I love everything with Agent Stone.
Yeah, I liked Agent Stone.
Everything with oh my god, what was her name? Tom's wife's sister, her wedding.
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel. Everything with Rachel was hilarious.
I
liked Rachel. I liked Rachel's
moderation. Again, part of my complaint with this movie is that subplot with her going on like a little too long.
All the wedding stuff.
And it felt like it should have been at the end of the movie. I mean, if it was going to be in there at all, it felt like something like part of the resolution.
I feel that. But the resolution they did do, I think was way better for a Sonic movie.
Yeah.
Like, but I also understand why they had her stuff there, because... Okay, before you talk about this now, alright. Put the spoiler one here now. Everything from here on forward is going to be spoilers.
That's all you get. That's all you get.
So, spoiler one from here. Cut to the timestamp for our final score of the movie. Cut to the timestamp here on the screen. But... Alright, you guys skipped ahead, or you guys do whatever? Alright.
Shadows in the movie.
Review.
Whatever. I mean, if you were sticking around that long.
Fair, I did jump there. But anyway, so with her fake husband, like Operation Catfish from Gun.
I like that line, Operation Catfish.
That I thought was funny. So I'll be honest, with some of the humans, at first I thought it was a little too much, but then when I heard when they did the acronym, like we're the G, I'm like, oh, Gun, that's why I did for human focus here.
I thought I was confused kind of where they were taking it, but I thought they made up for it with how it tied back pretty well.
Mm-hmm. So I'll be honest, as soon as I heard everybody on Twitter was just like, yeah, there's a post-credit scene. As soon as I heard there was Gun, I was like, oh, I know exactly who's being teased at the end.
They're doing fucking Shadow.
Yeah.
Well, and also the one reference I was referring to earlier, when the main character or the main human characters get back to Green Hills in the climax of the film, you can see on the helicopter it says SA-2.
Oh, I didn't even notice that shit.
I saw really that right away, and I'm like, that's nice.
I will say, the subtle nods towards the end, I do really like. I thought
the one reference that kind of bugged me just because it felt like an onslaught of stuff was Agent Stone was like, oh, I looked at it in the manual, and it was like a Sega Genesis manual.
I thought you found that one funny. It was like, the manual.
That I was just like, all right, let's dial it back a little bit.
But I did do you even read the manual? Later, after he does the stash slam, I found the manual.
Yeah, they paid off that joke.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I just thought that was just kind of excessive.
I do, but it does kind of fit Eggman's character in this, where he's a very excessive, eccentric individual. So he would be doing silly shit like that. Because he's like, yeah, I'm the smartest person here, and I will show you I'm the smartest person here. But he also loves just dumb gags.
Oh yeah, I know you pointed out you liked the name of the coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mean Bean.
Yeah, when the Angel Stone's place is Mean Bean.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sure you fucking had a.
Oh, as soon as I saw that, I had a field day when I saw that in the theater. I was from Marissa. I was like, oh, I was like, that was Dr. Robotnik's title game was Mean Bean Machine, which I really hope that influenced the reason why he likes coffee so much in the movie.
I don't think it was planned originally, because
it wasn't.
The thing with Sonic, the first Sonic movie, was that if you remove a few of the references, and honestly, if you remove everything to do with Sonic, the movie honestly wouldn't change that much. I feel like it's the opposite with this one, where it's the plot is so tied in with Sonic lore and Sonic lore. The series and the stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I feel like you can't remove any working part of this.
Well, it's just weird because it is.
It also comes because it's a sequel.
It is, so they're probably more trusting of we can go into more weirder stuff in the Sonic series here.
I mean, I totally get why they did it.
Because it's the first one
did
well.
They wanted to allow people to breathe with the idea of, it's a talking hedgehog. So they're like, all right, now we're at the sequel, now we can do more insane shit.
Yeah, and like I said, we're gonna mention this a lot here, but they're gonna go more wacky, crazy shit. When at the end they showed Shadow, I'm like, okay, so we're getting Adventure 2, and that's gonna be the Space Colony Arc, Maria.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I can't wait for them to adapt the scene where an old man is executed by firing squad.
Oh, and
What
they
the fuck
shoot
is
Maria.
This franchise? Yeah.
Where when Gun kills Maria and Shadow goes through an existential crisis of
I
destroying the
can't
world
wait
to
for them
save
to
it.
adapt like one of the dumbest Sonic stories. Like Adventure 2's story is like so like dark and like so out of place for the rest of the series. It's like weird.
Dude, it'd be crazy if they decided to show Shadow. They decided to show the Hedgehog story and not Adventure 2.
Well, okay.
Bring in Black
we're kinda
Doom and all them.
Oh god. Well, we're kind of jumping around a bit.
We are. Sorry about that. We just thoughts out there. So,
what did you guys think of Tails and Knuckles?
I really appreciate it. I really like the performances. Like, I like they brought back the voice of Tales from the games in the movie, which I thought that was
Colin
great.
O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah.
Really, that was the same.
Yeah, same voice actor that's currently voices Tales in the games.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that's awesome.
Which is so like out of place because like usually they'd hire a
More
like a well-known actor. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what they probably did was they had Colleen like temp as Tails for the first one, and then I think they were just like, oh, she's already like so good. Let's just have her do the voice in Sonic 2.
yeah, which I think
Which is like so unheard of. It's so unheard of to like have the actual like voices of the characters from the game.
which I am all for.
I think that's cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's.
That's
Listen,
their job.
if a voice is already there that fans love and appreciate, no harm bringing it over to the movie. No harm. Same
Of
character.
course, then they decide to cast Idris Elba as Knuckles, but I do really like him.
Oh,
in this.
honestly, I liked his performance a lot. Like, as Knuckles as a character, I really appreciated the fact, like, I like he was never set up as a villain. Like, as soon as I saw, like, I was like, okay, so they're doing the story of Sonic 3. So, I appreciate the fact that, like, Knuckles was never truly, like, an
Oh, you know what?
antagonist. Or he never,
You know what? And they even did kind of adapt the opening of Sonic 3. Knuckles like punched the emerald out of Eggman in the third act, just like he did in the opening of Sonic 3. How he managed to punch the emeralds out of Super Sonic
yeah.
somehow. I still don't know how that's like possible, but whatever.
I mean, Knuckles has been shown to have, like, stupid strong strength.
I like
True,
the
yeah.
joke where Knuckles would handshake people.
Oh, yeah. Handshakes and breaks their hands.
I
Oh,
thought
so
that was a
speaking-
funny running joke.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely did like a lot of fish out of water humor with him, kind of like how they did with like Sonic in the first one, which it was a nice little reflection.
I did actually really like they actually tried to like draw the parallels of Sonic and Knuckles, how they both lost family that
Yeah,
same day.
I like
and
that.
there's kind of a parallel there with like, well, there are the parallels with Sonic and Tails with Knuckles and Eggman, but I think the Knuckles and Eggman thing also kind of works as like a reflection for like Sonic and Tom from the last film.
It's like a foil, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I will say, Knuckles was a great fall for Sonic, honestly, in the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
Like, that's one of my favorite things about it, like, because modern Knuckles has been like, okay, he's like Sonic's best pal along with Tails, but at the start, he was honestly a very good rival for Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He
Sonic
kind of became overshadowed by like a lot of other.
overshadowed.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. When Shadow was introduced, he like completely took over for like Knuckles' spot, which kind of makes me worried that Shadow's gonna like
Do it
do
again.
the same thing with with Sonic 3.
Yeah. I'm worried
But-
about that too. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? The movies have been doing pretty well, like, showing off having every character show their strength.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna guess this right now. Sonic 3, Knuckles and Shadow are gonna fight. Shadow's gonna win because now Knuckles is gonna be like, oh, you're here to make Sonic look stronger. So then when Sonic and Shadow fight, they'll have their little speed race around. They'll do their little running race.
Sure.
Which, honestly, I'm excited for that fight.
But, I
Because,
mean, I think they had a pretty good balance between Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
oh yeah,
I
especially,
think they would just have to expand that a little bit more to add in a fourth character.
I mean, yeah.
They
And,
just have to, like,
yeah.
adjust, like, the spotlight time
Yeah.
for each one.
And,
Yeah, definitely an issue with like modern Sonic games is there's way too many characters.
yeah.
And I think them like kind of starting over with like this movie continuity and like kind of I hope they don't like
Oversaturate it.
overdo it.
Yeah. Like, I could see them maybe bringing in Rouge. For, like,
I want them to bring in Amy. I mean,
I do too.
I'm surprised
feel
they
like
didn't
she would-
bring Amy.
she's probably not fit. I don't know what she would do in this movie. but
As it always focuses on more like the Master Emerald. So as soon as you saw the Emerald in the trailer, it's like, oh, Knuckles.
yeah. And I think like Amy would probably be a good foil for like the third film, because Sonic in the first film was like kind of a stalker and would watch people from like behind buildings and stuff.
It'd be
And
so
Amy
funny.
is kind of a stalker, so then that would be a good opportunity for Sonic to be creeped out, and everyone's like, "You're a fucking hypocrite."
Or Tom would be like, you did the same thing, right?
That would
Right.
be pretty funny.
So I'd be like, difference here, I was alone for 10 years. Or-
I will say one thing about Tails in this movie. I don't know how you guys feel or how you guys felt about it. I really liked Tails in this movie, but I feel like his relationship with Sonic might be a little too perfect. I mean, I know that's probably just due to like pacing and giving people enough screen time, but I felt like they became friends like a little too fast.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like Tails kind of just shows up and goes, "Hey, Sonic, you're awesome," and Sonic's like,
Yeah,
"I am,"
and
but
I do really like their dynamic. Like that one scene where like Tails hugs Sonic because he's never had a friend before, and he like wraps up Sonic with like his tails. Like,
after
leather
Sonic puts a
like it.
blanket on him. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's really cute. But my issue was just it happened like way
They
too
met like
quickly.
yesterday.
Oh, like you wish
And
they
the
would have
one-
given him a little bit of
yesterday.
time before that.
Yeah. I think what they were trying to do were they were trying to have that one dance scene be their whole bonding moment. God, I fucking hated that scene though. I hate how it's integral to the movie. I really just why is Uptown Funk? Why did they pick that? It's like a 2016 song.
Because kids, listen, every kid's
Kids
movie
don't fucking
needs a
remember
dance
Uptown
scene.
Funk.
Every
I
kid's
know,
scene
but-
needs a dance movie.
Yeah, I know. They could have just danced to something more relevant, or they can put in some actual Sonic music for them to dance to.
They put in Sonic R.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you
I mean,
feel the sunshine?
I'd be just like, I'm fine, whatever. Just put it in the movie, please.
Dude, I was talking to Marissa about this,
Yeah.
about how like I know it's for Sonic 2, but like a wish for Sonic 3. Speaking of music, since we're talking about music real quick.
Yeah.
First off, love the soundtrack though. I love the soundtrack of this movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
Speed of the Sky, the Kid Cudi song. I love
I
Kid
like
Cudi,
that
Kid
too.
Cudi song. But I was talking to Marissa about this.
But I mean, we
How-
are like Kid Cudi though.
For the Sonic 3 movie, it's so wishful thinking. There's 100% wishful thinking here. I'm really disappointed about this. But I would just love, if they're going to have another rapper, for the third movie, Eminem. And have one of his fastest verse, and like he does like a rap god like speed or Godzilla speed like
That'd be
rap
great.
in the Sonic movie. The fastest
I mean-
rapper for the fastest hedgehog is perfect.
Yeah.
And then
You know, the music to the Sonic movies aren't bad, but when you're comparing them to like the music in like the games, it's like
night and day.
it's like night and day.
Yeah, which is because I mean the games are more rock focused, while the movies have more like rap focused.
Yeah, and they're trying to also be atmospheric with like
Yeah,
the orchestra with like certain scenes, and obviously with movies, it's, you know, you have to time music to like certain
Like,
certain
moments.
like emotional or moments in the
but in
actual
games,
like,
it's
editing and
just
stuff.
here's the level steam.
Yeah,
It's
I would
and
like to see like a fan edit of this film with like
game
you know
music.
Sonic music in it. Yeah,
Oh, it's possible. It's definitely out there.
I would just like it
I'll make
for
it.
I would like Ice Cap from Sonic 3 to start playing, and then just like a copyright thing comes up. Like, you can't. Michael Jackson comes back from the dead. You can't use that.
No, can't use. But no. Another theme music though, I would again with more wishful thinking. But you know how amazing it would be if just a Crush 40 song played in Sonic 3.
I think they might do that for. Okay, we're talking about Sonic 3 a lot, and not this movie.
I
but,
know, but because 2 is like, you know, this might sound weird, but you know, a movie's good when you're so excited for the next one.
Oh sure.
Where it's just like, which I think should feel like this thing was like, I know we're not talking, like, we talk about a lot of stuff in this that we want in the next one because we like, I like, oh, whoops, headphone fell out.
Yeah.
But it's just, I like this one a lot because I was like, I feel like every main character had their time to shine, and especially the Sonic cast itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I even think Jim Carrey performed even better as Eggman in this one.
Oh yeah.
He
so-
found like he
Very
found
funny.
his Oh my god, yeah. Like everything, like after he got the Master Emerald, like after he tricked Knuckles, and like this whole scene with like, oh shoot, I'll talk about this right before we go to the scene with Eggman having the Master Emerald. The scene when they're in the temple, like going up to the Master Emerald, which first off, I think it's kind of funny how in this one, it seems like Sonic was the guardian of the Master Emerald instead of Knuckles in this.
Yeah.
Like Knuckles was the treasure hunter.
That's interesting.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. He's like, oh, the owls were like, which also was the lore of Sonic. The movies are doing its own lore, mixing with the games, which I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do kind of like.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But like I did kind of like how like, again, what made Knuckles and Sonic even better foils than this, which I even think was better than in the games, was how Sonic had his thing with Long Claw. You saw the echidnas in the first movie, so it's not like this came out of nowhere. And so like. I think once everybody saw the echidnas, they're like, "Oh, Knuckles is gonna appear at some point," and now he is. And honestly, I think it was perfect how he appeared.
I know. Jeff Fowler, the director, said something along the lines of, "They're not gonna follow like the game's chronology. They're more just gonna like cherry pick from stuff."
And that's fine.
Which I know that's why they're going Adventure 2 like right out the gate.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, listen, you want to take apart? Like, listen, if you're gonna do a trilogy. Take what fans love the most out of the Sonic series, put that in, and fans will be fine. No.
Although I wonder just what else they can really do, because I think like the adventure games and 6 are the ones that really have like the more deep story.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think like what else they can draw from for like if they decide to go past 3, because I know they're gonna do like a Knuckles spin-off show.
They're gonna put in Sonic Shuffle.
Oh hell yeah! Let's
Sonic's Mario Party.
Go.
Oh.
No, it's not even a fair. You can't even compare the two.
That's the closest.
That's not a fair comparison.
Is it bad?
It's so bad.
Really?
It literally the game breaks itself just by trying to play it like normally.
I mean, I think it would get a point if I can play as Rouge. I like.
Oh, she wasn't even
Mad.
around yet. That was for the
yeah.
Dreamcast, right? Sonic Shuffle.
Yeah, that came out in between Adventure and Adventure 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what. I don't know why I thought Adventure 1 was a launch title for Dreamcast.
But yeah,
right.
Adventure 1 was like that was a launch title for it.
Right. Honestly, if they didn't tease Shadow, do you imagine if they teased Big the Cat at the end? Oh, Adventure 1!
Let's fucking go!
But we'll say
that's also an interesting thing. Like, I don't know if they definitely. I don't know if they can adapt Adventure 1 anyway, because they kind of are they're doing an interesting thing where they're like the Master Emerald is like made up of the Chaos Emeralds.
Which I thought, but then at the end they kind of like when
they're together now.
Knuckles fixed it and the Chaos Emeralds went off. And Knuckles fixed the Chaos Emeralds, so now they're two different things.
I honestly think
now.
they should have just honestly I think they should have just ditched the Chaos Emeralds and just like kept the Master Emerald. I would have been fine either way.
I get why they did that, because to be fair, which I get what you mean there. One thing I did like, but like what?
It added to the lore.
Yeah, it did add to the lore. Oh my god! Speaking of the lore, I want to talk about the scene where like they first show like the echidna, like when they put all the seven emeralds together, and to make the Master Emerald, and then they showed the one echidna wielding it.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
On Twitter, Ken Penders.
Oh no!
He was like, they're using Enerjack, like they're using like my lore.
Oh, shut up, Ken.
Yeah. I was like, Ken, shut your creepy ass up.
That's the weird guy, right?
That's like the fucking echidna furry dude.
Oh,
Matt,
yeah, he's
I
weird.
I saw something where like there was an edit of the trailer where there was like Sonic saying, "Face it, you're never gonna get my characters," and it's like Ken Pender's face on him, and then Knuckles is like Paramount, and he's like, "Do I look like I need your characters?"
That's really funny.
I gotta find that and send that.
Please
to you.
do.
It's really good.
That might sound like the best video on the internet.
I don't think it's a video. I think it was just like I think
meme.
someone just like edited. Yeah.
Oh, either way, that might be the best meme on the internet.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to that though. Not Penders, but just that scene where like after like they show him putting emeralds together, and then afterwards the Master Emerald breaks, and you kind of like when it pans up to the Death Egg robot was you see the emeralds slowly falling out, like when the emerald falls out shards, and I was like, oh shit. So it wasn't like this is an asshole here. Like no, it was shown at the beginning of the movie like how it's put together. So of
course
course
they're
you
gonna
could
do Super
reverse
Sonic.
engineer it, basically. Sonic reverse engineered the Master Emerald.
Yeah.
I
And-
like seeing Super Sonic.
Oh yeah, honestly, the Super Sonic reveal was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like how, like, weird thing here. I know it's a simple message, but again, kids movie, the whole about responsibility and like accepting, like, hey, when you like as you get older, you have to expect more responsibility. But also at the same time, like, family love too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's got to be some fucking moral to the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sonic's a more upstanding figure.
Some theme. I know well, in terms of that theme of like accepting responsibility, if there's one thing I'm gonna harp on that as like, you know, a filmmaker who writes shit and all that. I definitely didn't feel that theme throughout the majority of the movie. It definitely felt like a thing just at the beginning, and then it came back
At the end.
at the end. I guess you can kind of say that like it kind of came into play when like Sonic was like snowboarding down a hill and Tom had to like throw that ring, and then the wedding got like overcome with snow, and Tom was like, "Man, you're irresponsible. You're in so much trouble." But it didn't really feel like it was like it didn't feel like it was Sonic's fault, you know what I mean?
No.
He was like, I really need your help. I'm trying to save the world here. It's
like my time is called. Like,
yeah, it's like
I do appreciate that part though. Actually, sorry to cut you off.
no, it's
But the one part that did kind of like, I did help see things more foiled together, is after Tails got hurt on the mountain, after everyone like basically blasted him,
right.
and after him and Knuckles had a little bit the first little like heart to heart, I guess, about like we
sure.
both lost stuff that day, like we both had people die in us, which means Longclaw fought like a motherfucker. By the way, she was immediately murked. She like killed back.
Yeah.
Since that was glossed over, by the way.
I think there might be a twist maybe in another movie that maybe Longclaw survived. We never really did see her die, so
We didn't. We did. We definitely didn't. So
No.
I bet you that she's still out
filmmaking
there.
101. If you're not killed on screen, you can always be brought back.
Exactly.
There's definitely a chance. I would agree.
Yeah. Would it lessen the impact of a lot of stuff in the first movie? Yes. It would definitely lessen a lot of stuff in the first movie. But
I mean, I don't really think that it would ruin anything.
It wouldn't
though,
ruin-
Because Sonic was under the impression that she was gone the whole time.
Yeah, and it was more of just about like the journey that he went on in that moment anyway. So
Yeah, I don't
I
think
guess.
it would lessen the impact.
I gotta say, I really like that moment where like we saw that message from Longclaw on like the map, but it was like a holographic message or
That
whatever.
was
I don't know
cool.
how that. I don't know how that came about. Like I don't know how he
how do you
like.
put a hologram in a paper map?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how paper works.
You know, there's also the series with interdimensional warp rings. So I mean, we're probably questioning way too much.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was that bit where she was like, "Good luck, Sonic. I love you." I was like, "That's a nice little. That's cute."
Oh, long clay made
A lot
Sonic
of-
the
there's
Guardian
a lot
of
of,
Master
a
Emerald.
lot of cute stuff in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would say, there wasn't a point in this movie where I was just like, this scene's dragging on for too long, or like, oh, this scene is like, next. I enjoyed something in every scene.
Yeah, I thought the pacing was fun.
Was like, what I was saying, like, was the, like once like from the temple when they first get to the Temple of Master Emerald to the end, solid, completely. Like I loved every part of it.
I can't say I was bored in any of it either.
Yeah, even when the humans were on
Well,
screen,
this
I was
is
like,
a-
I'm not bored.
I don't know. Well, this is a good segue for us to talk about the Hawaii subplot.
The 4 seasons, I thought was funny.
Well, first of all, there's the fucking
Maybe that was the ad placement. It was just the hotel in Hawaii. That was the ad the entire time.
when they're
Four
oh,
seasons.
god damn it! Of course,
That was the ploy.
nobody's gonna. I don't know.
Guys, we gotta go Hawaii. That's where Sonic was. Sonic was at the 4 seasons of Hawaii.
Guys, remember, if you go to the Four Seasons Hotel, Sonic will go through a ring and then
He'll
destroy
bring
your
snow from
entire
Serbia to you
wedding. Then you'll find out that all your loved ones were actually sleeper agents.
for a gun.
Entire
Note to
time.
self: don't get married in Hawaii.
Damn it, that's my dream
but-
destination.
But I'm gonna talk. I guess
go
we'll talk about the fucking human subplot. Once there was that bit where like, fucking Tom's like niece or whatever, she's like, "Oh, Uncle Tom," and he's like, "Hey, here's the ring," and then I was like, "Oh no, we're gonna do wacky hijinks where he's
I
like,
knew
"Where's
Yeah,
the right ring?"
Marissa literally
Happened.
called that once she did.
I was
yeah.
like, no, don't do this. And then I was like, you know what? That's fine if they're just gonna do that. But then they It did the prolonged scene where it's like, oh, we're gonna put Sonic and Tails in this fucking building, and then we're like, okay, we gotta go in and save them and save him. I'm like, no, don't. That's the subplot I'm talking about, where the movie just like.
Where they try to break out Tom, Tails, and Sonic.
It's just
yeah.
that's like supposed to be like the fun and games, quote unquote, where they're just like, hey, let's kill time until we get to like the low point conflict, and it's like, don't.
I just thought I was like,
cared.
listen, Eggman and Knuckles are doing the interesting part with going to the Master Emerald in the temple. The heroes need to do something during this part too. We have to explain why they're not doing anything.
Wasn't there also like a sub? Yeah, wait. This just came back into my memory of like there was a subplot also where like Agent Stone gets like tied up by Wade, and that was completely pointless. I mean, I guess they incentivized Robotnik to show up in Green Hills. Also, why did Agent Stone why did he set up a coffee shop in Green Hills of all places? Like, isn't that the place that like Robotnik like in the first movie like he almost destroyed, and then like I don't know. There was a whole weird thing going on there.
My guess was just like,
That's the last place where Eggman was, I guess.
He's like, listen, this is the last
Agent
place.
Stone's like, well, I guess I'll just make a fucking coffee shop here.
Well, I mean, I guess since Agent Stone knows Robotnik the best of everyone, he knows how petty he is. So be like, oh yeah, Sonic lives here. I'll just be here, wait for Robotnik to come back here.
Yeah.
He knows.
Back.
I mean, he was right.
Yeah.
Stone was right.
That's true.
You knew Robotnik would come to
Green
Green Hills.
Funny that the coffee shop was instantly transformed into like the headquarters.
Oh yeah, it was like, and it was Eggman's order too. It was just like,
Yeah.
all right, can I get oat milk latte? And then just transforms. That was kind of cool.
And then he's so accustomed to like eating mushrooms on the mushroom plant that he's like needs more mushrooms.
That was really funny.
I got a little chuckle out of that. Actually, speaking of some jokes out of the way, I really appreciated. Okay, there's actually something going on in the studio where I don't know why they're obsessed with like that's at least like one floss joke per movie.
One what? Oh yeah.
Floss joke.
It's to relate.
I think
to
it was just in the
kiddos.
Yeah.
I think they were definitely doing like I think what they were trying to do, they were trying to do like a few tongue-in-cheek references to the first one. There's obviously like they called the military like the gun leader like, oh, you're the Olive Garden guy from the end of the first, because everybody was complaining about Olive Garden from the first one.
Yeah.
There was fucking what do you call it? Oh yeah, Eggman doing the flossing, which everyone was like, why is Sonic flossing? Yeah. And then I think there may have been a reference to the old Sonic design once Tom went to check on like Sonic, and there was that fake thing like the Ferris Bueller like radio recording kind of thing.
Oh yeah, and the fart jokes there. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, you gotta get the obligatory fart jokes, but also there was the crappy Sonic that Sonic drew
the
as
Sonic
a distraction.
I know that was Sonic.
It looked like a Sonic.
I thought that was more of a reference to what do you call it? The old design from the first trailer of the first movie.
They did do a Sonic joke in the first movie with this guy. It's
That's
Blue
true.
Devil drawing it's Sonic.
I remember hearing something. I remember hearing someone somewhere say that Ugandan Knuckles was in this movie. I didn't see him. Referring to the Ugandan Knuckles, like the.
Do you know the way? Fucking.
No, not just the do you know the way thing. The fucking design by like Regzilla, I think was the YouTuber. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
That name.
I don't know. Either way, though. Fuck, how do you start with this? I forgot where this started from. Oh yeah, right. The tongue-in-cheek joke. Like, I appreciate they got those out in like the first like 30 minutes in the movie. Mm-hmm. It's like, listen, apparently we have a quota. Got it. Okay, now back to the good story. It's like the team, just like the Paramount said, "You happy?" Paramount said, "Yeah, we're good." It's like, all right, sick.
Fine.
We're gonna resume with what we want.
There was also that opening with the truck chase or the
Blue Justice.
The Blue Justice thing. I think that was kind of a weak scene, if I'm being honest. It didn't really tie back into anything in the movie.
I thought it was weird. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, Sonic's an assistant to the Donut Lord or something like that. Like I thought
he's a buddy cop.
Honestly, that would have probably been like a better thing for them to do. Like maybe he's like under leader, because I don't even think Tom is in this movie that much.
He
No,
is.
he isn't that much.
But I mean, like, normally when they cut to human characters, Tom is there.
Yeah.
And generally, when it comes to like interacting with Sonic or like the
Yeah.
main Sonic actual cast characters,
Or they
it's
could have been
normally
like
Tom talking to him.
Yeah, or they could have done a thing where like, oh, Sonic's working with Tom, but he's not good at working with a team, and then he, at the end, finds out how to work with the team because they're Sonic heroes.
I joked this to Marissa. I was like, what if that song started playing at that scene? The Sonic Hero scene.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
That's
and
what
then
I
get
initially
upset.
thought. Is I thought that he would have been like, oh yeah, Tom and I are friends, and then we go
We're
work
Sonic
together.
heroes.
And Blue Justice and the Donut Lord or something like that. Like they were a team. Like they. Like you know how they have you ever seen the show Castle? Where he's like a consultant, but he's not actually like an officer or a detective. He's a writer that like follows the detectives, but they're still like kind of partners. I thought it would be something like that.
That would have been interesting. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess I can't complain too much because I was just complaining earlier that human characters were just completely unneeded. I didn't want them in this movie.
Those are becoming kind of stupid, but would could bring back like that first scene, or like a reference to that first scene.
Mm-hmm.
When they're about to go fight Eggman, Sonic's like, all right, I'm Blue Justice. Tails, you're like he has like different like code names. Like you're Red Muscle, points to Knuckles, and like Tails,
Oh, that would have been great.
You're Yellow Brain, or something like that.
Yeah, my thing with that whole intro was, I mean, it's definitely like a weak opening.
Honestly,
But it definitely got better from there.
it was trailer material. It was just for trailer stuff, I assume.
Yeah.
Because it was at first,
I
I first
was
saw
a bit-
that, I thought it was Adventure 1 stuff. I was like, oh, he starts off on top of the building, police are chased down below, Adventure 1.
Yeah, fucking. Wait, what is this blue water monster? Oh, it has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. Well, let's move on.
As soon as I saw all the water stuff happening, I was like, you know, if I didn't see the trailer that involved Knuckles, I would 100% believe Chaos would be in this. But since they broke the Master Emerald, Chaos isn't coming.
To go back further,
You know how funny that'd be if the Emerald broke and then later they had a cutscene where they show the end where it's like Chaos getting like going to like a drain after the Master Emerald
oh
broke.
yeah. Like, oh shit, here we go again.
Because I mean,
Do you guys remember in the opening to the? I'm further back. There was when Knuckles and Robotnik first met with each other. Who were those like three warriors that like Robotnik defeated before Knuckles came out?
that is true.
I didn't know.
That is true. I thought there were like other echidnas at first. I was like, okay, they just tall echidnas.
Well, there's definitely
They're not
because
echidnas. They weren't echidnas.
I think they were supposed to be like red herrings for like, oh, they're echidnas, but they're not echidnas. But then
They just
who were
never
they?
appear.
I don't know if they're like friends of Knuckles, like they're echidna tribe, like I don't know, like sympathizers or whatever. So they wear like the garb, but they never explain who those guys were.
Yeah, Knuckles just says, I was all alone. Bro, you had 3 people with you at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, who were those 3 guys? Who were they?
You're alone because Eggman killed them.
No, wait, what the fuck happened to those guys actually?
That is,
They were just
Who were
abandoned.
they?
now that I'm thinking about
They're
it.
now they're trapped on the mushroom planet.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be.
Oh my god, that would be really great. In the post-credit scene, it showed those 3 like, so how do we get off here?
They find all of Robotnik's inventions.
And they just make a home there.
Yep.
Robot-
Lots of mushroom stew.
There's also I'm wondering also what happened to Tom's dog.
Oh, Ozzy?
Tom's dog was Sonic was hanging out with Ozzy, and then Robotnik like he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you," and here I am with Knuckles. That was the verbatim line.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy completely
No, that was in the
disappeared
movie.
into like
That was actually in the movie.
yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you."
I'm gonna
But
get you, Sonic.
yeah, no. After that, like Ozzy kind of disappeared from the movie, and then he came back at the end. And at that
Yeah.
point, I was like, "Oh yeah, what happened to him?"
He was just
They could
watching.
have at least done a thing.
He was just watching
they
the
could have
fight
at
from the stairs.
Yeah, they could have at least did a where it's like, okay, Wade, take Ozzy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have. I feel like they got all the dog jokes with Sonic out in the first movie.
Yeah.
They're like, Sonic's like, why don't you talk? Aren't you a creature? Aren't you a rodent like me? But
There was also the scene where Sonic used a warp ring. Oh, I'm kind of jumping all over the place.
That's fine.
Sonic using like a warp ring to get like Oreos. Oh, that was product placement, I guess.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
It's okay though.
It was funny. I appreciate
It wasn't obvious like it was in the first one.
Yeah.
And I
but,
liked how he put the money. I thought that was funny.
That makes me wonder though. I mean, he's got limited rings. Like, what happens when he runs out?
I mean, I don't think he's worried as much as in the first movie because he's like, oh, yeah, Earth's my home now.
They'll probably make a point of that in the third one, like, oh, I've got like one ring left or something like that.
Although I'm sure Tails and Knuckles had access to the rings too, so.
That's right. Well, Knuckles has his own like batch, and I guess they can probably get more from wherever they're from.
And it does seem like, and since Tails is there, it's like, oh yeah, I can make more of these. Tails is smart. I'm a genius.
Yeah.
There's a question of Tails' intelligence as well, because it's like, in the beginning he was like, oh, I used my technology to watch you from another planet. And it's like, and his like technological prowess didn't really come across as like too overpowered or anything.
Yeah, no, it just seems like, I mean, there's a whole hotel scene actually with all his gadgets to help them go save him.
That's right. Yeah.
All Tails' gadgets to help save him.
That's true.
Although, speaking of Tails' gadgets, I will say, the scene with like Rachel, Rebecca.
Yeah. Rachel is the bride.
Yeah, where Rachel drives her like the golf cart into like the first.
That was the worst scene in the movie.
I thought it was alright
one.
Because I kind of like the whole "what a woman" thing. And granted, I told Marissa in the film when we were watching that, like that might have been like in your opinion the worst like scene, but it had to be the most fun to film. Just driving through a bunch of stuff with a go-kart and then or golf cart and then slamming it into a bridal, like into a wedding thing. That had to be so much fun to film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again though, it's just like a matter of. That definitely just killed the pacing for me personally.
It did take away a bit.
Because again, I mentioned this before. It was like, oh, it felt like a resolution. Like that should have been at the end of the movie. Like, who is that? Who is Rachel's like?
Randall?
Husband or fiance? Yeah, Randall. That's
Randall.
It. Like, what if it was a thing like Randall's accompanying GUN throughout the entirety of the climax, and then in the end, after they defeat like the giant Robotnik mech, like Rachel and him reunite, and he's like, oh, it was never over between us. It still isn't. And then they recreate that one scene from The Notebook, but with Sonic in the background.
That seems good. Yeah, no, I like that. We need The Notebook, but for Sonic. That's how to bring Amy in.
No.
I mean, I agree that maybe they should have like spread that out instead of done it.
You thought
so
Randall was
quickly.
gonna die. I remember you saying, "Oh, my mom, like you thought they're gonna bring Randall back and he'd be like a casualty. Where Eggman's like stomping around with the Eggman robot."
I don't think
That would be like a good.
I think something about like
guess.
Randall being a casualty or like something happening to him.
I don't think I said something like that, but I mean that would.
Well, that would be like a good incorporation into the finale, where like I think in that sequence, the Olive Garden guy, as I'm calling him now, was like, "Oh, I'm gonna." He's
Olive Garden guy.
He's like, I'm gonna tase you, and then Randall's like, "Don't tase her, bro. Don't tase her." And then he steps in front of it. That would be. I mean, if they're gonna have the human characters, that could have been a thing of like, he's like, "Oh no, don't let him step on you." And then he pushes her out of the way of the giant robot, and then he's like, "I'm okay in the end." And then they kiss and make up.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
And then they have the wedding dance party at the end. Oh, sorry.
I realize, though, again, I'm suggesting something for more human characters, and I'm like, yeah, maybe not then.
This is against... No, more Sonic.
I mean, I agree with you. I think they could have, like, spread that out because they made her forgive him too easily. And, like...
Oh, yeah.
But I also think that they're like, okay, let's conclude the human side.
They did. They conclude all the human stuff early, which I like.
And then we'll get back to Sonic. Yeah. So I kind of think either one would work.
I would say if it was, I kind of agree with that. Like, I'll be honest, if it was like any other movie, if it wasn't like Sonic or like a video game character movie, I would be like, oh, they probably did that too soon. But like, since it's like a Sonic movie, I'm like, okay, resolve the human stuff early. Nobody cares about that. It's like, okay, they're to drive Sonic around. Now Sonic's in motion, let him go. And they did.
Yeah.
They resolved all the human stuff early to focus on Sonic, Eggman, and the people we care about.
My hope for the third one, my hope for the third one is that, sure, you can have like Tom in there because he's tied in, like his story's tied in.
He's housing Sonic, Tails and Knuckles. He's housing them.
To some degree, he's important.
He's Sonic's dad.
I hope that the third film does away with all those like other side characters, because we don't need Wade, we don't need Rachel, we don't need Randall. It's like, let us get to the characters that we're here for.
Yeah, and they're for Tom, his wife, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
Yeah.
And now Shadow and Eggman.
And Shadow, and I really there's the whole thing about Jim Carrey retiring from acting, which I hope that he comes back for the third one because
Same.
I don't think you can tell a Shadow story without Eggman, and honestly, I don't think you can have a Sonic franchise without Eggman either, because like,
Who are they gonna bring in, the Deadly Six?
yeah, who's gonna? No, don't, yeah. Let's replace this charismatic
bring
actor
Zavik.
with these 6 one-dimensional bad guys from this one game that nobody cares for.
Their only good appearance was the Metal Virus arc in the comics. That's it.
Oh man, I'm sure. I'm glad that I read that. Yeah, sure, totally.
No, honestly, I think the Deadly Six make them competent villains.
I really hope that since
them.
it's a series and it's already been like kind of confirmed that he would come back for it, because I think I saw that he really liked playing Robotnik.
Oh yeah, same. I mean,
I honestly think that without Jim Carrey's Eggman, this franchise. I mean, the franchise. It's 2 movies right now, but
it's getting there. It's getting there.
I think it. I don't think it would have the success that it has had without Jim Carrey.
Oh,
I think
no.
that the movies stand well enough without him, but he elevates it to like a certain level.
He definitely elevates.
When every scene you're in gets automatically better because you're in it, it's gonna make the movie better.
Yeah.
Like every scene with Jim Carrey is not a bad scene.
Plus, I think if they adapt Adventure 2 with the third film, like having Eggman find out about like his grandfather and the legacy that he's built would kind of tie into, you know, movie Eggman, because in the first film he mentioned that he's like an orphan, he was bullied in school, and he used technology to like get where he's at in life. And I think like finding out that he has like a father figure that he wants to know more about, and that, you know, he is, you know, like a much darker version of himself, that will kind of hopefully give him some kind of redemption arc. Although I know it's Eggman, so he's not gonna at least go like comically bad at the end, where he's like, okay,
give him more of a plot.
Yeah, it'd give him something more to do. And I think if like, as Jim Carrey said, he's gonna mostly do stuff if it like interests him, you know. But like, I think that. I don't think it would be a super deep story, because this is Sonic the Hedgehog we're talking about.
But it also is Adventure 2. And Adventure 2...
So it's really
Shadow
not deep.
I mean, some of those Shadows, like, they tried to go a little deeper with Shadow.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to like, though, and one thing I'm going to be curious about, though, because, like, yeah, Eggman was, like, an orphan that's, like... First off, I think I know they're not going to do it. It'd be really stupid. I think it'd be funny. Is because they're going to have to show Gerald Robotnik. You can't have Shadow without Gerald Robotnik and Maria.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do Shadow's origin story. But first off, it's going to be interesting for like, Eggman to be like, oh, I had a cousin named Maria who was killed by the government, who I worked for. Cool. He's not going to care about that, though. What he's going to care about is Project Shadow. But he's also going to be like, oh, my grandfather's also a genius like me. Good. I knew I ran the family. I knew I came along on geniuses.
Yeah.
I know, he would definitely stroke his
character.
ego, or stroke his stash. Sorry.
Oh, baby. Stroke that stash. Yeah, because I don't know if Jim Carrey doesn't come back. I mean, what's fucking Agent Stone gonna be the bad guy? It's like, I don't know. Agent Stone's not that good of a character. I mean, he works in context of like
he won't work as a main villain, but he is an excellent like.
He's fine as like a side character, like kind of like for Robotnik to like kind of belittle and like. He's about exposition too.
What's the term for like someone to bounce off of for Eggman?
Well,
foil.
It says that the producers won't recast Robotnik if Jim Carrey doesn't come back. Good.
Jim Carrey literally nailed his Eggman.
He's got to be in the third movie, or
Well,
who do we want to play?
I think he'd come back.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
but if he doesn't, they're not gonna recast.
Fair enough.
If Shadow is gonna be voiced by anyone, I'm gonna throw out Keanu Reeves. That'd probably.
Oh, I've seen that online.
And that would actually tie into the first one, because Sonic was a big Keanu Reeves fan. That'd be a nice little meta joke.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be pretty funny. It's Sonic like, your voice sounds familiar. Nah, that'd be tongue. That is tongue in cheek enough for Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
That is tongue in cheek enough. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of respect the balls on that. Like, yeah, we'll be obvious. What are you gonna do about it? You already paid to see this. What are you gonna do?
Already in the final chapter. What are you gonna fucking do?
What are you gonna do? Take your money back? Try it. Oh my god, that's great though. But I feel like we're now like wrapping up near the end. The final fight was sweet. I did really like how the whole thing is supersonic. Because he's just messing up the. I kind of knew supersonic was gonna have a role in this. Once they brought up the emeralds. And I was like, okay, they're finally gonna show off supersonic. Sick. And I like how they did it. He literally just. He showed ultimate power. He dominated like Eggman's robot.
Yeah.
That was a pretty like Dragon Ball Z like move with him just like stopping the hand.
But
Or
dude, supersonic is an entire DBZ reference.
That is true. That is true.
So if anything, play into it. know your material. Because wasn't that the first time Sonic went super anyway? It was against the Death Egg robot?
Well, I mean, in Sonic 2, there's really no final battle for, like, if you have all the Chaos Emeralds. It's more of just, like... I think the first game... The first game that you got, like, a secret boss for, like, getting 100% was Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Sonic 2, you just get the emeralds and you become Supersonic. There's really nothing... There's nothing different besides, like, the final cutscene being, like, slightly different.
Is Sonic running?
I guess it's appropriate. I mean, in Sonic 2's, like, original ending, he like, falls out of the Death Egg as it explodes, and Tails catches him with his plane. But then if you have all the emeralds, then he becomes Supersonic, and Tails just kind of is flying next to him. Honestly, I think the ending where you don't get Supersonic in Sonic 2 is better, because it shows, like, the camaraderie between Sonic and Tails more, but...
Yeah, but then in Sonic 3, they were like, okay, we made Sonic 3 is now Sonic 2.
Exactly.
Sonic 2 is Sonic 3. Wait, what?
Exactly.
And Knuckles.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's appropriate because they're both from the same game. I don't know if you can really count this as like a Death Egg robot, because the Death Egg isn't really a thing in these movies yet.
But it was the robot that you fought on Death Egg though. That's always my call.
True.
Because what was the official name for it? I thought it was Death Egg Robot. Was the official name for it?
I think it's just called like. Well, I think that's what it was referred to as, like, in Generations. I think the original name was like just Egg Robo or something. No, Egg Robo was the fucking. Those were the mini robots from Sonic and Knuckles. I don't know.
I mean, they're all called Egg something. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they looked a lot like the ones in Sonic Heroes. I thought they were just called like egg boxes.
Oh, like those were the egg pawns. I hate that I know that.
We're in too deep, Brian.
We're in too deep. God damn it. Here's the thing. I've been trying to get out of this series. After Sonic Forces, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to play any more Sonic games. And then the fucking second movie, like the first two movies come out, and I'm just like, oh god, I'm thinking about Sonic again.
You're like, I'm done with... Oh, Brian, you're like, I'm done with the games. Well, why do you say that? Because we're doing movies.
God damn it. Now I'm like, oh, now they're bringing me in. Now they're really just...
I'm quitting Sonic. Psych.
I'm quitting games and going to movies. Sonic, I'm a movie. It's just the deadpan in your face. You just stare at this poster.
Leave me alone. This franchise won't leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not getting... I'm not getting Sonic Frontiers. I don't give a shit. I mean, after Forces, I'm just like, I don't want to... I don't trust modern Sonic team to make a...
What if Christian Whitehead is the creator of Frontiers?
Look, well, I mean... Jeez, I mean, I'd say that he was really moving up in the world then. And I heard there was also like a bit of drama with like Sonic Mania 2. I know that's not ever happening now. So.
Oh what? Oh shit.
Yeah, there were a lot of creative differences going on between Sega and, Christian Whitehead and his team. So okay. I don't think they're gonna make Sonic Mania 2. At least not for like a long time, but I just don't have much faith in anything new to come out of the Sonic series. The movies, I mean, I guess since we're wrapping up near the end here, I will say these movies are completely serviceable. They're great for kids, I think. They definitely have like their weak spots, but I think it's like, it's an enjoyable experience for younger audiences and for Sonic fans. Yeah, Sonic fans like Matt and Sonic survivors like me.
And Sonic viewers like Marissa.
Yeah.
Well, it was definitely a part of my brother and I's childhood. We played Sonic Heroes when we were kids.
So we'll say
Marissa's the neutral Chow, I'm the dark Chow, and Matt's the hero Chow.
That literally is. And I know what the thumbnail's gonna be.
Yeah, I was just saying, you make that the thumbnail. Oh man.
So, let's just all wrap this up here. We've just now passed the hour mark. Final thoughts? What would you say? What would you score the movie? The scores. What would you score it? Everyone, give your scores. I give it 6 out of 7 Chaos Emeralds.
God, you're doing it out of 7? Damn.
How many Chaos Emeralds would you collect for this movie?
I don't know. Fucking 3.5 maybe? I don't know. It's fine. It's a good movie. It's fine.
Thought it was good. I would give it 6, 7 out of 10 Blue Devils.
Hey.
Hey,
That's a reference to the first one.
Hey, references. We love that shit. But everyone, if you have been here the whole time, or if you just skipped to this point in the video, thank you so much for that.
Wait, are we past the
hour mark?
spoilers now? So like everybody that like had heard our
Yeah, we're back in spoiler free.
thoughts
We're back in the spoiler free zone.
Oh, okay. Shadows in the movie. Sorry,
You
I had to
son
do
of
it.
a bitch.
Had to do it to him.
Uh,
I'll leave that up to you if you want to keep that in, but
Am I evil? We'll see. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, no. Sonic 2, enjoyable movie. Honestly, if you like the first one, you'll definitely like the second one. And if you're a fan of Sonic 2, you'll appreciate a lot of the tongue-in-cheek references. So this has been In-Depth Review, long in the making. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Shadows in the movie.